From the simple to the outrageous, people love to share their Nanoleaf designs online. Whether it's the triangles, the hexagons, or the squares, Canadian tech company Nanoleaf has become one of the biggest names when it comes to decorative light panels. Not bad for a company that started with this. Yup, Nanoleaf's first product back in 2013 was a rather odd-looking LED light bulb. And now Nanoleaf has a new design. I don't know if I would call it a light panel or even a shape per se. Nanoleaf calls it lines, and I'm going to put it to the test to see how it compares to the rest of the Nanoleaf lineup. The first thing I noticed when I began to unbox the lines is that they are surprisingly small. While the marketing images make them look pretty big, they're actually only about 28 centimeters or 11 inches, just short of a foot long, and they're nice and thin. The lines connect together slightly different than shapes. Each line connects to each other through small hexagon nodes. The lines snap into one of the 6 slots, giving you plenty of options for designs. When your configuration is complete, a protective cover snaps over each connector, not only locking in the lines, but also helping to create a seamless look. Now here's a pro tip for you. The Nanoleaf lines attach to the wall with a one-time use adhesive sticker. Now it's easier to lay your lines out on the floor and create your pattern before attaching it to the wall. That way you can make as many changes as you want before you attempt the install. Once it's up, you can now plug in the lines and sync them to the Nanoleaf app. I had no issues during setup. The app detected my lines right away. Now even better, the app is able to auto-detect your configuration to help you create your light patterns. And with more than 16 million colors, those patterns can be pretty stunning. It's fun to play around with different configurations. While you can make some pretty cool designs with just the 9 lines that come with the starter pack, the real fun begins when you add even more lines. Adding a second starter pack brings the total to 18 lines, which opens up a whole new world of creativity. And of course, you can keep going. But the bigger the array, the more things you have to take into consideration. Nanoleaf lines aren't cheap. A starter pack which consists of 9 lines will cost you just over $200 Canadian. If you want to add an expansion pack, that's another 3 lines, well that's about 90 Canadian, so you can see where these start to add up really quickly. Something else to consider, a single power supply can only handle 18 lines. If you go above 18, you're going to have to add a second power supply, so you're going to have to figure out where you're going to run these cables to keep it nice and tidy. Nanoleaf's lines are a ton of fun and can really add some cool lighting effects to your room. If you already own Nanoleaf shapes, you may be disappointed to discover you can't connect lines and shapes together. The connectors are different, so you may have to get creative if you want to start mixing sets. Personally, I fell in love with Nanoleaf lines. I love the fact that they are backlit, so they're not quite as bright as some of the other light panels like shapes. I also love how customizable they are. In fact, you can even get them to react to sounds in the room like music, which is a lot of fun. I think putting only 9 lines in the starter kit is a little bit of a tease. To get really creative, you almost need 12 or more, and of course that drives up the price. Now, speaking of driving up the price, Nanoleaf, how come you're not including more adhesive strips in the box? At some point, you're going to want to tear down your lines and create new patterns, and you'll have to buy new adhesive strips from Nanoleaf. Now that being said, I did find that command strips, which you can buy at the local hardware store, also work just as well. Now price aside, Nanoleaf lines are a great way to add character to a room. I just wish that we could find out a way to light them up without the power cables. Can you work on that, Nanoleaf? Here's my breakdown.